Have you ever faced a giant? Not a physical giant, but one that towers over your mind and spirit. A giant called fear, a giant called doubt, a giant called failure. Every one of us has stood before challenges that seemed too great, too overwhelming, too impossible to defeat. But do you know that God has already placed within you the faith, the courage, and the strength to overcome them? Today, we turn to one of the most powerful and inspiring stories in all of Scripture, the story of David and Goliath. It is more than history. It is a living parable for our lives today. The account of David and Goliath comes from 1 Samuel 17. It is set during a time when Israel was at war with the Philistines. On one side stood the armies of Israel trembling in fear. On the other side stood a champion named Goliath, a warrior of enormous size and strength who defied the armies of the living God. For 40 days he mocked and challenged the people of Israel. No one dared to step forward, but then a young shepherd named David arrived on the battlefield with nothing more than his faith in God. A sling and 5 smooth stones, David chose to face the giant no one else dared to confront. Picture the scene. The valley is tense with fear. Goliath, over 9 feet tall, clad in heavy armor, roars his challenge once again. The soldiers of Israel shrink back. Then David, still a boy, steps forward. He refuses the armor of King Saul, for he knows that his trust is not in weapons of men, but in the strength of God. As David approaches, Goliath laughs in scorn, but David declares with boldness, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." With a single stone launched from his sling, David strikes Goliath on the forehead. The giant falls. The impossible has become possible, not because of David's power, but because of David's faith. The story of David and Goliath is not only about a shepherd boy defeating a giant. It is about us. It is about every battle we face. Lesson 1. Giants are real, but so is God. Fear, anxiety, financial struggles, health battles, broken relationships. These are modern-day giants that try to intimidate and paralyze us. But the God who stood with David is the same God who stands with you today. Lesson 2. Preparation happens in private before the victory is seen in public. David had already faced lions and bears while tending his sheep. He had already learned to trust God in hidden places before standing on a battlefield. The small daily battles you face are shaping you for greater victories to come. Lesson 3. Faith is greater than fear. Every soldier saw Goliath's size, but David saw God's power. Your perspective will determine your courage. When you focus on the size of the problem, you will shrink back. But when you focus on the greatness of God, you will rise up. Lesson 4. Use what God has placed in your hands. David had a sling and stones. That was enough. You may not feel equipped, but God has already given you exactly what you need for this season. Your gifts, your experiences, your faith, they are enough in His hands. So what giants are you facing today? Is it the weight of disappointment? Is it a fear of the future? Is it the voice of self-doubt? Remember David. He did not win by avoiding the giant. He won by facing it in the strength of the Lord. The same Spirit that empowered David empowers you. When fear tells you to step back, let faith lead you to step forward. When doubt tells you it cannot be done, Let God remind you that nothing is impossible with Him. You are not defined by the size of your giant. You are defined by the greatness of your God. Every giant that falls is a testimony of God's power in your life. Stand firm, take your stone of faith, and move forward knowing that victory belongs to the Lord. The story of David and Goliath is your story. It is the story of faith over fear, courage over doubt, and victory over defeat. Let it remind you that no giant is too great when God is on your side. If this message encouraged you, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who may be facing their own giant, and subscribe for more faith-filled storytelling and biblical encouragement. Together, let us face life's giants and walk in the confidence of God's power.